keep going because we got some more
What's
to get
women
through.
need? What do women need? What do men need to know about women that'll help them intimately? And I know most of the guys out there I'm talking to, I know they're experts already.
They're probably they probably could have done this, but I would say time. That looks like really time to me speaks value.
Thanks for joining the Home Matters Podcast with Eric and Gena Boggs, where they lead authentic, raw discussions about marriage, family life, kids, intimacy, and sex from a biblical perspective. Now here's your host, Eric and Gena Boggs.
Well, welcome to Home Matters. I'm going to welcome you. You just had like this huge yawn right there. What was that about? You need a nap?
I don't know. I may. It's Halloween, you know.
No nap. What? It's Halloween?
Yeah, we're right at it.
I think we might be past it.
You think?
Did Halloween happen already?
Yeah, this recording, yeah. Yeah, it has already happened.
That's right.
We're a little before that, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
this is podcast 71.
Number
and
71.
You got to wake up. He's got to wake up because we have
Lost in time.
an interesting topic to talk about today.
We sure do.
Yep.
This is one of those you say when I do these on video that I get stiff about it. And I probably do.
You're nervous. That's what it is, aren't you?
That's what it is. I'm
You're
nervous. When we talk about intimacy.
What men need to know about intimacy and sex.
Sex. What we need to know. So you're going to teach me today.
Well, I've been trying for 37 years.
A subject that, I've often said the reason that I feel like I get a little stiff when I talk about this on our podcast where people don't know me or I'm not personally there.
So you can't even talk. You're so tore up right now.
that I don't want to go too far. And that's what I'm nervous about because
we'll bleep you out if you go too far. So just
if I say things that cross the line with some people, and some people you can hear this and say I crossed the line. You don't realize the importance of your intimate sexual relationship.
So true.
On God's terms.
It's important to God.
I'll just say this: you've somehow been indoctrinated in religion, and your religion has made you afraid of what God's word says.
Wow.
And the word says that your traditions or I'd say religion, some of your traditions makes the word of God to have no effect in your life. That's Mark 7:13, by the way.
Wow.
But anyway.
Okay. So
I got on all that, but I'm just saying that there are a lot of people that get afraid of this subject. And I guess I'm, hypocritical. Not afraid. I just don't want to come across wrong. And
right.
We
don't want to offend anybody, but
probably will though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the fact that this intimate part of our life is important to God. It's important to the health of your relationship, to the oneness that God created for us.
Yep.
And so with that today, we're just going to talk about
we're going to do two different podcasts, right? Today we're going to talk about what men need to know about intimacy and sex that their wives need them to know. Is that okay?
That's all right. Next time we'll talk about women.
Yeah,
right?
and we may say some things. Again, if you look at the scripture, the Bible's very clear about the fact that we are to have this intimate sexual relationship.
That's right.
Even in 1 Corinthians 7, it says that we're not to...
We don't withhold ourselves.
Don't
withhold our body from one another.
That's right. That we are giving each other. It's that important.
And the only time that we withhold is for...
prayer and fasting. So, again, a lot of things that we used to withhold from each other. I try not to do this, with my wife. I try not to withhold myself from her.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But anyway, the Bible's plain from the beginning that at the time of creation, it's very obvious what is happening there. And even through the different, like the Song of Solomon, very obvious what is happening.
Well, you're talking about tradition, and a lot of times traditionally in the church, that has just been used as a picture of Christ's love for the church. And it is.
It is.
But it's very much so a couple.
Husband and wife, yeah. And,
And their
Jesus,
intimate
I
love
think
for
there's
one
so
another.
much that we miss, and we just kind of flippantly go by it in the marriage ceremony sometime where we talk about Jesus and his first miracle at the wedding in Cana of Galilee. I think there's so much there.
It's significant. That
Yeah,
it's
the
first
significant
miracle.
that, man, marriage is
that
something that Jesus
wedding?
honored. Yeah, that Jesus honored, his presence there. We don't know who they were, but again, obviously that Jesus is close enough to them. But as we look at this today, we want to talk about your intimate relationship and how it can thrive, how you can thrive intimately, sexually, and some of the things that you may know already, you may not know. And again, we generalize some of this stuff. I do. I'm bad to just generalize and apply to everybody. I know these don't apply across the board, but just some things that we've learned.
Maybe I think they can all apply to some degree. I think, just in our differences that the level of how it affects or, the impact that it has is different, depending on each individual person, each individual couple. But I think across the board, I mean, especially this first one is communication. I mean,
When it comes to your
men
intimate
need to
life,
know, yes, that for a woman, intimately and even sexually, that communication is very important.
Need to feel connected, right? You know what you're
That's
saying?
it.
Women need that connectedness, that they feel connected to their husband. And again, that creates a place for their health, for a healthy,
It does.
vibrant, intimate relationship.
When you talk about communication, just conversation. And you can go into we all have heard, the stats probably that women have so many more, like thousands more words a day than men do. Like we're up in the 20,000s, ladies, and the guys only got like 10 or 12,000 words.
Is when it comes to men and women, their differences. Men treat their wives like their wives are like them. Like
We're not.
again, like for me, I would never be able to understand why me visually, myself visually, I wouldn't ever understand why you wouldn't always want to see me. I can understand now more than before, but I'm just saying it because, man, again, you talk about
You're very
communications.
visual.
We're visual as men, and women are not as such.
Right. So in what Eric's saying,
Communication.
yeah, the communication part of that is that we understand and can talk about the fact that he's very visually stimulated.
Yeah.
When for me, it's more the conversation that comes,
communication.
that makes me feel connected
men and
to
women
him.
mirror each other when it comes to that. Men are visual. Their touch, their communication on down the road. Where women, communication is number one when it comes to stimulation, when it comes to intimate stimulation.
Well, it's just the fact that is just a connector.
That's right.
When women get together and with their friends, they're talking, they're communicating, and that's what makes them feel connected. So for you guys, it's important that
So you're
that
saying that
communication
sexually,
is
intimately,
connecting.
that one of the things that you need to be intimately attracted, intimately involved, sexually attracted, sexually involved is good communication.
Yes, I think it makes a woman feel like she's drawn into his world. Yeah.
Wow.
That we know, what's going on. And it's not, we're very detail oriented, okay? Ladies, just give up a little bit of that. You don't have to have all the details. But if you would just share, a little bit. Like when we say, how was your day? And we get...
Good.
That's good. It was terrible. Just a few details that makes us feel like we are a part of your life.
Well, that's something. See, men don't think that way. We think, man, if you want to be intimate,
that's why we're helping them. That's why we're letting the men
all
know
you got to
today.
do is undress. You want to be intimate. You want to be sexual.
Just take your clothes
you're a little
off.
frisky.
Is that
Just
what
take. You don't say a word. Just take them off. That's all.
And for you, we're like, you standing there butt naked, and we're like,
put your clothes on. What are you doing? It's awful.
okay, let's keep going because we got some more.
What's
to get
women
through.
need? What do women need? What do men need to know about women that'll help them intimately? And I know most of the guys out there I'm talking to, I know they're experts already.
They're probably they probably could have done this, but I would say time.
All right.
Time.
What's that look like?
That looks like really time to me speaks value.
So you're talking about that love language, quality time. Mm-hmm. So you're saying that intimately, if we give time to our wives, that that means that it's going to help them intimately, and it's even going to make their sexual relationship more vibrant.
Yes.
Wow. Just a little bit of time.
Just a little bit of time. You know, I mean time like on the front side, okay? A lot of times guys, they're all about some time when they need some attention. Yeah, but just time that is not time outside of, like take me out to dinner.
All right.
Yeah. Like call me in the middle of your day.
My love, let's go to the countryside.
Now he's saying a song, it's home to me. Yeah. No, I mean like a call during the day.
That's what they're saying though, really. That's what she's saying. She said, come away with me.
Yeah.
Spend time with me.
I need some time. Always, I need to go on a getaway.
Yeah.
I need to go on a Marriage Matters getaway. I need to go off for the weekend, out to dinner.
That's coming up in February. You can do that.
Yeah. You take me? Mm-hmm. Time, like I said, in the middle of the day, like a phone call, a text, and some of your time.
We're talking about flirting, right? Romancing.
Yeah.
We're talking about foreplay.
Yeah.
Jerry Smalley, 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
Foreplay should be taking place.
But when you give that time, like I'm not even saying like it ain't got. That's great English. It doesn't have to be like a whole date. Like a getaway is wonderful. Okay. Right. Take her away, take her time. But I'm talking about when you stop in the middle of your day to text.
That's going to help me out.
Or you stop. No, my phone's going to be blowing up. Or you take time to call. Time says, I thought about you. You're important enough for me to stop what I'm doing. And
it's going to help me out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to help you out. That's building intimacy. That's building connection.
In some of the study and reading we've done, I know this too, time, when it comes to time, you're talking about even in the intimate relationship and the sexual context, where sexually there's time that is given that a woman needs that a man may not need. Most men can... they can perform even sexually in a matter of seconds. Most women is not the same. That's not. And
again, we said it from the start. Everything's not, just a blanket 100%. Right. Okay. But for the most part, women need a little more time.
Their bodies
need a little more time to respond, to prepare, to be ready for the act of sex itself than a man does.
For intercourse?
Yes, for intercourse. You like that word?
Yeah, and again, the Bible's plain on that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
again, we're not to withhold. It's, listen, 1 Corinthians 7. Paul says, if you got desire, if you got passion, you need to marry, and when you're married, you don't do without that. You don't negate the fact that you're married, right. And one of the reasons that God put marriage together is for sexual intercourse, for that need, that release, whatever you want to call it.
That's right.
In a person's life. And again, I always say it this way. I think when we discount it and treat it like it's, not that important,
we should be. Matter.
Come on, in the church, you don't need to be talking about it. Well, you need to go back and say, well, if it was that important to God, that's right. Why is it not important to us?
Why is it in the Bible? Why does it speak to us about it in the Bible?
No other relationship that shares that kind of knowing.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So again, that's a difference.
Okay, I got another one for you. Right? Got another one. Touch.
What do I need to do?
Like non-sexual touch.
I know what you're talking about because this one's easy for me.
Okay, yeah, because his love language is physical touch. So he's a touchy-feely person anyway.
You're talking about what we call, and what you read out there, if you pick up any information, is non-sexual affection.
Yeah,
affection. That, again, that's kind of easy for me. I'm the touchy-feely guy. So, again, touching her is something that is normal. So, again, if that's something...
But that's not everybody's love language. I know male or female, that's not...
some women don't need it. But here's the thing that I think when I think about that, and dealing with families and couples, dealing with couples that struggle sometimes, One of the things that I've seen through the years is women feel like the only time they get affection,
They get touched.
is when the husband is saying, "Hey, let's
get it on."
Yeah.
Is that song you're saying?
let's get it on."
No, I'm just saying
They need a
that
sexual
affection.
healing. Isn't that a song too?
Yeah, that's a song too.
That's
I'm just
nasty.
talking about. Did you say
nasty song.
nasty?
It's a dirty song.
I'm talking about just.
When I get that feeling, I want a sexual healing.
You know this song, huh?
That's a oldie.
It is. Okay, look though, and I'm trying to help you. Okay. When I say affection, I'm just talking about, whether it's a touch on the shoulder, and you said it. Not all women are touchy feely either,
Yeah.
and there may be a lot of reasons for that. There may be some things, ladies, I'll just say that you need to deal with that have come from the past that have made you that way. We should be able to accept the affection and the touch from our husband.
Yeah.
And that not to be uncomfortable, that not be a scary thing, but that builds our intimacy in our life.
Yep.
But I'm just talking about hand holding. I'm just talking about hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, just expressions,
I'm just
right?
talking about expressions of affection.
Yeah, you could go back to communication, and fact is communication sometimes is not verbal.
Well,
And again,
in fact, the most communication is nonverbal.
Yeah.
Most of our communication is.
But again, when it comes to me showing affection for my wife in those expressions, you're saying that those expressions of affection will go a long way when you know the motive is your love for my love for you.
That's it.
And not
What
just
the
my
motive
sexual
is.
desire for you.
Right. Not that there's anything that you want or need.
I'm confused.
You're confused?
You women are complicated, I'm telling you. So again, it's that non-sexual affection that'll make you want sex.
Yep.
See, I'm confused.
It's just that you said it a minute ago. It's the knowing that. Why are you laughing?
Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm a sponge. Come on, tell me.
It's the knowing that you're looking at me so funny.
I'll look away. I'm looking in the camera.
No, you said it a minute ago. It's just knowing that love that you have, that love and affection that you have for me, whether I am doing anything for you at the moment or not.
I get it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do.
Did I lift
I'm
the veil
messing around a little
of
bit, but again, I can see why our heads spin when it comes to this as men. We have a hard time comprehending that because, again, we're doing the next one on men, right? What men need.
Yeah.
For the
Y'all are
intimacy.
not
So
confusing at
that
all.
one ought to last about a minute.
We'll be done with that podcast.
That podcast will be the shortest ever. It'll be about a minute and a half, and we'll be done.
Podcast ever.
No, but again,
I think the bottom line is just what I said, just knowing that there's that love and that affection, appreciation. Can I even use that word? Because I think even affection sometimes can be nonverbal.
yeah.
Sometimes you think affection is just when I'm touching you, but sometimes affection can come through. I said that wrong. Sometimes affection is verbal.
Sure.
Yeah. It's more than
Yeah,
just the touches. It's just,
So
it's
what
the
we
things that you
need to
say.
know to be
You
better.
just look like you're so tired. Is this wearing you out?
No. Maybe I'm
You
just
just went, like,
I'm just taking it all in. I'm a sponge.
okay.
We're about finished though. We're about
Yeah,
out of
okay.
time. We try to keep these in a time frame. So.
Okay, you want me to go on then?
Yeah.
Information. You just need some information. Like true information that you hadn't just got from somebody else.
The right information.
You need the right information. Yeah. About my body.
On our Marriage Matters getaways, I'll tell you this, in our men only thing, we talk about this because again,
Do you?
most men have gotten the information they carry with them from the wrong sources.
Yeah.
A lot of information, a lot of the education, can I say it that way? A lot of sexual education that they have taken in their life has come from the
I
wrong
just
sources.
believe what somebody said, what somebody
Well, not
said.
just that. I mean, our world's eat up with pornography. There are a lot of men
Yeah,
out there that watch
I understand
pornography and they think that's the place to learn. And again, that's not the place to learn. My age grew up with magazines, okay? We didn't have the video thing like we do now, but we would, in those magazines, there were a lot of things educational about sex. A lot of it's erotic stories or whatever, but again, I've been honest about that, that in my childhood up through, my teen years, it was not unusual. But again, I got informed the wrong way. So again, we were educated from the wrong source. We had the wrong information.
Yeah.
And there are just a lot of things I think that we can gather from good, wholesome Christian resources.
Right.
That today I try to encourage men to turn
Well, let me
to.
say this too. Your best resource about the education, the information you need about your spouse comes from your spouse.
Yeah. Can you talk about it though?
Yeah, I think that in that intimate relationship, you have to be able to talk about those things.
So that's what women need to know. Again, because I know that sometimes that's a difficult conversation and she's not comfortable expressing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've dealt with that as free as we are. There's times that that you're not comfortable just saying whatever needs to be said.
That's true.
About sexuality, about our sexual relationship.
Yeah.
But again, I think that there's plenty out there that's wholesome, that's holy. And again, the marriage bed is pure. It's holy. It's not dirty.
That's right.
So again, learn from the right place.
That whole information, I know, isn't it First Peter, that says to deal with your wife with understanding. And I think that has to come from just knowing her, the information, what is it that she needs, whether it's the touch or the time,
but
or
again,
if she just needs.
I would say this, and we can deal with this next time. As a wife, you got to be able to talk to me.
Right.
And the husband can't be defensive because we're pros at this,
Yeah, I know you are.
We know.
Yeah.
But again,
So
man, you can't be defensive.
Right,
yeah.
or if you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Yeah. So
A lot of other things we could get into there, and maybe we can come back to this. Maybe we need to talk about it more. I've often said,
yeah, I could tell you some more things men need to know if you want to do podcast part time.
I want you to do that. I need to know.
Yeah, I mean, we're out of time, and ladies, I hadn't told them half the stuff, right? Maybe next time.
Yeah. Talk about women next time.
Okay, we
All
can.
right.
We'll flip it.
We love you. Hope you have a healthy, intimate sexual life.
That's right.
Marriage. Amen.
That's right. Your home matters.
Bless you. We'll see you next time.